fine. Good morning to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So welcome to our online class students. Warm greetings to you all students. So how are you all revising till last class portions? So are you revising? So last class we have studied about which topic we have studied? So now we are studying about chapter 9, isn't it? What's the title of our chapter? So introduction to C++. So before I am going to start about today's portion, so just recall what are things you have studied at the last class, okay? So last class you have studied one important 5-mark question, isn't it? So what's the important 5-mark question? Types of operators, isn't it? So what are the types of operators you have studied? Arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operators, comparative operators, isn't it? So different kind of operators you have studied. So that's the important 5-mark question. So in arithmetic operators, increment operator as well as decrement operator you have studied. So and also you have studied the difference between unary operator and binary operator, isn't it? Yes. So today we are going to study about our first topic is punctuators. Okay. So you might have been heard about this word punctuators, isn't it? So in English, so in your question paper, you have seen means like this questions you have seen, isn't it? Punctuate this sentence. So what's the meaning of punctuate? So you need to put punctuations or which are the symbols you need to put in the sentences. So which symbol is required for in which place, that symbols you need to put. So that is punctuation, isn't it? So what are the punctuation symbols you know? Comma, semicolon, colon, then apostrophe, exclamatory marks, isn't it? So like this, our C++ program also have punctuators. Understood? So now we are going to study about punctuators. Okay. So what do you mean by punctuators? So punctuators are nothing but it's a symbols. So that already you know in English also you will use lot of symbol. For that only first itself I said what are symbols you used? Comma, semicolon, colon, exclamatory marks. Isn't it? Lot of symbols you are using. So punctuators are nothing but symbols. Okay. So which are used as delimiters. Okay. Delimiters means in which place, for example, if you are going to write 2 or 3 sentences. So each sentence at the end of the sentence you will put dot. Isn't it? Likewise, so delimiters, which place, which symbol is required, that you need to put. Okay, so this punctuators also like that. It's the symbols. So which are used as a delimiters while you are writing your program. Okay, so these punctuators are otherwise called as what? Separators. Understand? So what's the other name of punctuators? Separators. Okay, so some punctuators are using in our C++ language. Okay, so this what are the punctuators you are using in C++? So that is common for both C as well as Java. Okay, this C++, Java, this and all programming languages. Okay, so what are the punctuate symbols you are using in this language is common for both C and Java. Understand? So what's the other name of punctuators? Separators. So important one more question. Understand? So listen. So there are a lot of punctuators or separators are there. We are going to study one by one. Okay. So first punctuator is curly braces. Okay. So what's the first punctuator or symbol? Curly brace. This is the curly brace. Okay. So this curly brace you have studied in maths. Inset operation. Isn't it? Yes. So what's the use of this curly brace? So this guy, if you're going to write a program, so the program will contain 2 curly braces. Okay. So if you're going to write one program, so the program will contain how many curly braces? 2. Okay. For what? First one is for opening curly brace. Second one is for closing curly brace. Understand? So 2 curly braces if you are using, if you are going to write a program, so the program will contain how many curly braces? Lot of curly braces based on your needs you can implement, but normally how many curly braces will be there? 2. What are they? Opening curly brace as well as closing curly brace. Okay. So this opening curly brace indicate, so you are going to start the program. You are going to write a program, or you are going to start to write the program. Okay. So the end last curly brace indicate you are going to end the program. Understand? You are going to end the code, or you are going to end the program. So opening curly brace indicate you are going to start the program. Ending that closing curly brace indicate you are going to end the program. Understand? So you need to write some codes or statements inside these curly braces. Okay. So in program we used to call as a code. Programming code. Okay. So you are going to write a block of code. What do you mean by block of code? Collection of codes. For example, inside the curly brace you have written only one line, means a code. We can call that as a code, one line of code. But you are going to write 10 or 15 lines or 5 or 10 lines code. So that we can call as a block of code. Understand? That means that you are going to write more than one statement. Okay. So you are going to write more than one executable statement inside the braces. That means inside the curly braces, you are going to write more than one statement. So this kind of statements together we are calling as a compound statement. Understand? Important 2 mark question. What do you mean by compound statement? What do you mean by compound statement? So inside the curly brace, you are going to write some block of codes. This block of codes means nothing but more than one executable statement. So this kind of statements we are calling as which statement? Compound statement. Understand? So curly braces will contain how many braces? 2. What are they? First one for opening and second one for closing. Open indicates you are going to start the program. End indicates you are going to end the code. Understand? Yes. See this example. So later we will study detailed about this. Okay. So this is the sample C++ program. Okay. So you are going to study about C++ program. This is the sample C++ program. Okay. Listen carefully. First, this is the int main of. Int main of means the main function of a program. Okay. So you used to write all the codes inside this main of function. Understand? So you are going to write a codes inside the program. So you should write all the codes inside by a main of function. Understand? So int main of. So listen. So here you are going to have, already said, you are going to write a statement, means all the statements you should write inside the curly brace, isn't it? So first you are going to open one curly brace. Okay. So you have opened one curly brace, isn't it? Next, listen carefully. Listen. Here you are declaring three variables. In this example program, you are declaring how many variables? 3. What are they means? X, Y and sum. Understand? So you are declaring how many variables here? 3. What are they? X, Y and sum. The value of X they are given as 10 and the value of Y is 20. Listen carefully. Why they have given int? So later you will study detailed about this int, float, etc. etc. Okay. So now I am telling why they are using int. Int means nothing but in the program if you are going to use numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 likewise normal numbers. Decimal numbers, that means normal natural numbers or whole numbers. If you are going to use numbers in the program, so you should give, this is called as data type. Okay, this is called as what? Data type. You should mention the data type as int. Understand? So you are going to include some numbers inside the program, because this line we are calling as an declaration, variable declaration. Understand? So how many variables you are using here? 3. What are they? X, Y and sum. 3 variables. How many values you are using? 2. What are they? 10 and 20. Okay. So each and everything you should mention. If you are declaring any variables or values or anything, you should mention data type. Data type is very, very important. Okay, so these are the numbers. The numbers will come under data type int. That means integer. Understand now why you are using the word int? Int means int. That means integer data type. Understand? So you have declared three variables. What are they? How many variables you are using inside the program? All the variables you should declare here. Otherwise you won't get the output. Understand? So listen. What are the variables? Int x equal to, so x, the value of x is 10, y is 20, and next variable you are declared as sum. Next see this, and also each and every line will end with semicolon. Very, very important. So what are the lines you are declaring inside the curly brace? Each and everything will ends with semicolon. Understand? So see the next line. So this line over, so semicolon. Next line. Sum equal to x plus y. What's the meaning of this one? So you are adding two variables. What are the variables? X and y. So x plus y, and you need to store the answer, isn't it? What's the value of x plus y? 10 plus 20. What answer you will get? 30. The value 30 needs to store in one variable called what? Sum. Understand what's the meaning sum equal to x plus y? So it will add two values. What are the values? X and y. That means 10 plus 20. The answer you will get is 30. So the value 30 is stored in the variable sum. Understand? So here how many variables you are using? 3. Sum, x and y. For that initially you have declared. Next, listen carefully. So you have now the result is stored in which variable? Now the result is stored in which variable? Sum. So now you need to display which variable? Which variable now you need to display? Sum. Why? The answer is present in the variable sum. So you should display the variable sum. For that, this and later you will study. Okay. For that you are for displaying output. Okay, for displaying output, you should include the line C out. Understand? For displaying output, you should include the line which one? C out. Okay, so which variable you now answer is present in which variable? Sum. So you need to display the variable sum. The line is ends with semicolon. Okay, so now here this block of code is over. Okay, so after the block of code is over, you should enclose within curly brace, isn't it? Because first you have opened this and all very, very important things. Okay, so once you open the curly brace, you should close the curly brace. So here this we are calling as a block of code. Okay, this block of code we can call this compound statement. Understand what you mean by compound statement? Yes. So next is punctuator is parenthesis. Okay, what's the second kind of punctuator? Parenthesis. So parenthesis also opening and closing parenthesis will be there. Okay, so this parenthesis will use to represent function calls and function parameters. Very, very important one more question. So parenthesis used to represent what are the things? Function calls and function parameters. Okay, listen carefully. See this example. So last program also you have seen this. This is the parenthesis, isn't it? So this parenthesis is there means we know that's a function. Okay, if you see the parenthesis, you should know that's a function. Understand? So in program, we are going to use lot of functions. So all of the functions are enclosed within parenthesis. After the function name, you should mention which thing? Parenthesis. Understand? So here also opening and closing parenthesis will there. So two examples they have given C, CL or CR and int main of. So this and all functions. This and all you will study later in very detail. Okay. CL or SCR is a clear screen function. So int main of, that's also a main of function. Okay. See at the end of the function there will be a parenthesis. Understand? Yes. So next one is square brackets. Okay. So square brackets are used to represent arrays. Arrays means nothing but, so you are going to store some values for the variable. Okay, you are going to store some values for the variable. So you are going to store some values for the variable. So you should mention, so the capacity, storage capacity of the variable. For example, so you all know about syntax tanks. Tanks, isn't it? So what's the use of syntax tanks? So the tank is used to store water, isn't it? So each and every tank will have different capacities. Some tanks will have 1000 liter capacity. Some tanks will have 750. Some tanks will have 1500. Isn't it? So what's the meaning 1000? So 1000 liter means the capacity of the tank is 1000. That means 1000 liters of water you can store inside the tank. Likewise, if you are mentioning a variables, so if array means each and every variable will have some capacities. Okay. So up to that only you can able to store the variable. Understand? So each and every variable will have some capacities. Based on the capacities only you can able to store the values. Understand? So that's array. This square bracket is used to indicate arrays, that means single array or multi-dimensional arrays. Okay. So listen carefully. See this example. So int num. What's the variable here? So what's the variable here? Num. Num is the variable. So what's the data type here? Int. Int is the data type and variable is the num. So see, inside the square bracket they are mentioning 5. The value is of 5. Okay. So what's the meaning of this one? Means the variable num can have the values up to 5. 5 values you can able to store for the variable num. Understand? 6 values or 7 values you can't able to store because it have the capacity only till 5. Understand what's the meaning of array? So what's the variable here now? Num. So what's the thing they have mentioned here? 5. That means inside the variable num you can able to store up to 5 values. So always the arrays will be enclosed within square bracket. Understand? And also the num is of data type. Which data type? Int. That means numbers. Understand? Yes. See the next example. Char. Char means characters. Understand? Char means characters. Char name of. Why they are mentioning the data type as char means name. Name always you used to write in alphabets. That means letters. English alphabetical letters. Isn't it? So the English alphabetical letters will come under the data type character or char. Numbers are come under, that means integers and numbers are come under the data type int. Likewise, the English alphabets will come under the data type char. Because you are going to write the name. Name is the data type char. So, char, what's the variable here? What's the variable here now? Name. Data type is char, that means character. Name is variable name is name. Name of 50. Okay, name of 50. What's the meaning of name of 50? So you can able to write the name of characters till 50. You can able to write the character's name till 50. Understand? Yes. Next one is comma. Okay. So this already you know what's the use of comma. Comma is used to separate each and everything. If you are going to write expression means it will separate the expression. You are going to write 2 words means it will separate the 2 words. So comma is used to separate. Okay, separate an expression. Okay. So an example they have given, see int x comma 10. Sorry, x equal to 10. Then comma y equal to 20. Comma sum. So by seeing itself you can know x equal to 10 is separated by comma. Y equal to 20 is separated by comma. Isn't it? So last it will end with semicolon. Understand about punctuators? What are the punctuators you have studied here? Curly braces, parenthesis, square brackets and comma. Understand? So next one is semicolon. Okay. So each and every executable statement in the C should terminate with semicolon. What's the meaning? That means each statements or each line what are the lines you are writing inside the C++ program, or what are the lines you are mentioning inside the curly braces, all the lines should ends with semicolon. That's very, very important. Okay. So what's the use of semicolon? So all the executable lines or ends with semicolon or terminate with semicolon. Isn't it? So see here, this is the main of function. Inside the main of function, so in x equal to 20, the same program already you have studied, no? Same thing. So each and every lines are in with semicolon. So all this block of code you have mentioned in curly braces, inside the curly brace all the lines are in with semicolon. Understand? So if you are not giving semicolon, you will get error. Okay? Yes. Next one is colon. So what's the use of colon means? Used to label a statement. Okay? Some statements you need to label inside the program. Okay? Some statements you need to label inside the program. At that time you should use which symbol? Colon. Understand which symbol you are going to use? Colon. Okay? So see this example they are giving private colon. Okay, likewise lot of statements are there. Some statements you should write with colon. Understand? So next one is comments. Okay, so comments you are using two symbols are using for comments. Okay, so what does symbol means? Two backslashes. Two backslashes or one slash with asterisk symbol. Okay, so two backslashes or one slash with asterisk symbol. Okay, so any statements begins with this two backslashes means you know that's a comments. Okay, so any line starts with two backslashes means you should know that is a comments. Okay, so this comment, what's the use of this comment mean? So comments is only for your understanding purpose. Okay, for example they are going to write, you have written one program. So in your book also the lot of programs is there. So what's the meaning of this line? Or what's the meaning of these two lines? So for your understanding purpose they have given, so some lines they have given with this symbol backslash or inside the asterisk. Okay, so lines they have started with that backslash we are calling as an common lines. Okay, so this line is not taken for compilation or execution. Okay, so the compiler won't take this line for execute. Okay, so how many, which are the lines are begins with the symbol this backslash, so that line is terminated by or that line is skipped by our compiler, because only for human understanding the lines are written with comments. Okay, so listen, two backslash means it will represent this is a single line comment. Okay, if you are giving single line comments, the comments are giving in single line means you should use which symbol? Two backslashes. Okay, so backslash with asterisk symbol, so backslash with asterisk symbol at the start and asterisk symbol at another one backslash means multi-line comments. If you are going to write the comment lines in 2 or 3 lines means you should use backslash with asterisk. Understand what says of command lines? So see this example, already what are things you have studied same only. So before starting of the program they are giving, see 2 lines they are writing. Backslash has, this is written by me to learn CPP. What's the meaning of this one? Just for instruction they are giving, this program is written by me in for learning this program. So this line is, because this line backslash with asterisk ends also with asterisk with backslash, isn't it? So this line is called command line. This, while you are running the program, the compiler won't take this line for execution. Okay, and also this and all, next they are going to write the program. Listen, so between after the line this, okay, to sum x and y, what's the meaning? So they are just giving the instruction, you are going to add these two values and store the value in sum with the symbol two backslashes. So these lines are called command lines. Command lines is only for human understanding. This line is not taken for compilation. Understand? So what are the punctuators you have studied? Curly braces, square bracket, parenthesis, comma, semicolon, colon and comments. Understand? Yes. So next one is IO operators. Okay. So IO means nothing but input output operators. What do you mean by IO? Input output operator. Okay. So first you are going to study about input operator. Okay. So next we are going to study about IO operators. Okay. So IO is nothing but input output operator. Okay. So first input output operator. First we are going to study about input operator. What's the meaning of input? So already you have studied detailed about input and output in the chapter 1, isn't it? So the computer always needs to give input, then it will process the data and you will get the proper output, isn't it? So likewise in C++ program also you are going to give input as well as output. For that, so you need to study about operators, input operator as well as output operator. Okay. So C++ provides the operator. See this symbol. So 2 greater than symbol. Have you seen it? So 2 greater than symbol. This is called input symbol. Okay. What's the symbol used for input? 2 greater than symbol. This and all very important and also basic things this and all. Okay. 2 greater than symbol is used for to get input. What's the meaning of this one? So if you are giving this symbol means it will get the information or what are the inputs you are giving by means of keyboard. So what are the input devices you have studied? Keyboard, mouse, etc. Isn't it? So if you need to give input means, so where you will give input from, either you should give the input by means of keyboards or mouse, isn't it? So what's the meaning of this symbol means, this symbol will, what are the things you are typing in the keyboard. So from the keyboard it will take the value. Okay. So and what are the values you are giving by means of keyboard, that value is assigned to the variable on the right side. Understand what's the use of this symbol? This symbol will get the input from the keyboard and this symbol will get the input from the keyboard and it will assign the value to the variable on the right side. Okay. So this process we are calling as and which one? Stream extraction or get from operator. Okay. This process we are calling as and what? Stream extraction or get from operator. Understand what's the input symbol you are using? The 2 greater than symbol. This symbol is, what's the meaning use of this symbol? This symbol is used to get the, what are things you are typing from the keyboard. From the keyboard it will get the input and also it will take the value and assign the variable, or for example a equal to 5. Same meaning only. A equal to 5 mean what's the meaning? So it will assign the value 5 to the variable a. Likewise, what are the values you are assigning to the right side? It will assign that value to the variable. Okay. So this process we are calling as an what? Stream extraction. Understand? Or what's other name of stream extraction? Get from operator. What's other name of stream extraction? Get from operator. Okay, understand? Yes. So this input operator we are calling as a binary operator. Okay. So what's the meaning of binary operator? Binary means 2. Always it will require 2 operands. Isn't it? What do you mean by operands? What's the difference between operator and operands? A plus B. A plus B. Which is the operator there? Plus is the operator. A and B is the operands. Isn't it? Likewise, this IO operator also requires how many operands? 2 operands. Very important. This IO operator will require how many operands? 2 operands. So first operand is a predefined identity. What do you mean by predefined? So already it is defined. Once you install the software itself, already some things are defined inside the software. So likewise, this input also one predefined identifier is there. Okay. So what's the use of predefined identifier means? What's the name of the predefined identifier means? Cin. Okay. So what's the name of the input identifier? Cin. Okay. So if you give the name Cin in the program means the program itself it will identify you are giving input from the input devices. So from the keyboard you are going to type anything, something. So that it will take the input. What's the use of Cin? Cin is the predefined identifier. That's the meaning of input. So if you are typing Cin means immediately the program will identify you are going to type something from the keyboard. It will take that value as the input. Understand? That's the first. Already you have studied 2 operands, isn't it? First thing is Cin. Second one is it must be a variable. Okay. For example, Cin A. Cin A. So Cin is the first operand. What's the second operand? Variable A. What's the meaning? So for example, you are typing the value 5 from the keyboard. Okay. So you are giving, already you have studied in input operators 2 identifier. 2 operands are there. What are they? First one is Cin, second one is variable. That means Cin A. You are giving Cin A. Okay. Cin A. What's the meaning? So it will assigning the value. That means whatever you are typing from the keyboard, that value is taken for the variable A. Understand? So what are things you have studied here? Which operator is used for input? to greater than symbol. So what's the meaning of that one? It will get the input from the keyboard. What's the process called? Stream extraction or get from. Okay, so this is the which operator? Binary operator. So it will require how many operands? 2. What are they? First one is cin, second one is for variable. Understand? So see this diagram, then you will get understand. Okay, so you are giving input to the program. Okay, so how you will give the input? By means of keyboard, isn't it? From keyboard only you will type anything, isn't it? So from the keyboard you are giving input. So input is getting by which variable? Which identifier? Cin. Already you have studied Cin. Next you need to give the symbol. What's the symbol you are using? To greater than symbol. So Cin, then to greater than symbol. So any one variable. Understand? So Cin, then. So this is the format for writing C++ program for giving input. This and all very important thing. So only I am taking slowly for this class. So please listen carefully. Okay. So first you should give the input by using the variable Cin. Then which is symbol? To greater than symbol. Then you should mention the variable. Understand? So here in the program you can able to give one input or more than one input also you can able to give. Okay, you can able to give one input or more than one input you can give, or more than one value you can give at a time. You can able to give more than one value as a input. Okay, using which symbol or which operator? To greater than symbol. So if you are giving two variables as a input means how many times you need to mention the symbol? 2 times. 3 variables means 3 times. Okay, this operator we are calling as in which operator? Cascading operator. Okay, what's the name of this operator? Cascading operator. What's the meaning of this one? It will extract the input given from the keyboard. More than one value you can able to give us the input at a time. That is called cascading operator. Understand? See this example. Listen, how you need to give the input? First is the input means first you should define the identifier Cin. Then which is symbol? To greater than symbol. Then variable. So they are giving Cin to greater than symbol. Then what's the variable name? Num. What's the meaning? Cin is the predefined object. Already you have studied predefined object. Then which is symbol? To greater than symbol. Then what's the meaning of this one? What are the things you are typing from the keyboard? It is extracts the value from the keyboard and assign the value to the variable num. For example, from the keyboard you are giving 5. So what's the meaning? It will assign the value 5 to the variable num. So Cin is there. So it will take the input, for that the value 5 is the input and assign to the variable num. Understand? See the next example. Cin, to greater than symbol, then x, then to greater than symbol y. So already you have studied cascading. What's the meaning of cascading? At a time, more than one value you can able to give input. So how many variables you have given? 2. What are they? X and y. So what's the meaning? Means Cin means first it will read the value from the keyboard, isn't it? So first it will take the value from the keyboard, and first if we are giving two variables, isn't it? X and y. First you have typed the value 5 means first it will assign the value 5 to the variable x. Then next value is assigned to the variable y. So each is given with a space. Okay, so what's the meaning of space? Means just a separator. Each input you should give a separator. Understand about input operator? Yes. So next one is output operator. Same only just opposite. What input you have studied, what are things you have studied in input, just opposite you are going to study as a output operator. Okay, so input operator, which symbol you are using? To greater than symbol. Likewise, output operator you are going to use which symbol? Mean to less than symbol. Okay, so to greater than symbol is used to perform input operation, isn't it? Likewise, output operation, so to using to greater than symbol is used to perform output operation. Okay, so this operator we are calling as a stream insertion. Okay, so input operator you have studied, we are calling as a stream extraction, isn't it? Likewise, so this to greater than the symbol, this is called the switch and stream insertion or put to operator. That is get to. Here put to. That's a please compare it and study. Okay. So what's the symbol used for output? To greater than symbol. So this is called as which one? Stream insertion, or which operator? Put to operator. Okay, so here what's the use of this means, what are the values you are assigned to the variable on the right side, it is assigned to the left side, just opposite of the input operator. Okay, so what are the things you are typed in the variable for the right side, it will assign the variable to the object to the left side. Okay, so here this is also a binary operator. Output operator is also a which operator? Binary operator. Okay, so which one is the predefined identifier for input? Cin. Likewise, here also two predefined identifiers are there. Okay, first one is the first operand. Here also binary means two operands it should be there, isn't it? So first operand is the Cout. So input is the first input is Cin. Likewise, second operand is the Cout. Okay, so what's the meaning of Cout means? So it will display, you are going to display some output in the statement Cout. Cin means it will immediately identify you are going to give the input from the keyboard. Likewise, Cout means immediately the compiler will identify you are going to display some output on the screen. Okay, this is the first operand. Then symbol, this symbol. Like a input, first you will give what's the formula for giving input, first you will give Cin, then to less than symbol. Likewise, output means first you should give Cout, then to greater than symbol. Okay, then second is the variable. Okay, so what are things you are typed in the variable, that it will be displayed in the output. Understand? So this is a just opposite of input. So input operator, from where the arrow mark will come? Up to down. But here down to up, just opposite. See, so here you are giving some variables or constants or characters. For example, here you are giving a word welcome. How you need to give? Cout, then to greater than symbol, then welcome. What's the meaning? So it will display the word welcome as a output. That only they are giving. First the word welcome. For example, I am telling. Then this operator, then Cout. So what are things you are giving in the Cout? It will display in the output as a screen. Understand? So an example they are given. See. So here also you can able to pass more than one value at a time. Either you can pass as a word or variable or constant or expressions or anything. More than one value you can able to pass at a time by using which operator? To greater than symbol. So this operator also we can call as cascading of operator. Okay, cascading of operator. So see this example, what's the general format? First one is you should give the word Cout. For output means Cout, then to greater than symbol. So inside you should give some any variable or constants or expression. Here they are giving a word welcome. So what are the things you are giving inside the Cout? You should mention within double quotes. Okay, what are things you are giving inside the Cout, that you should mention in double quotes and in with semicolon. So what are things are there? First predefined object Cout, then symbol, then the word welcome. Okay, so understand? So what's the output you will get? Word welcome. Okay, next one, see. Cout, then to greater than symbol, inside that they are giving the sum equal to. Okay, next they are given equal to C, sum. What's the meaning of this one mean? First it will send the string. First what the value? Here also two values there. What are the value? The sum and the next sum. What's the meaning? What's the use of Cout? What are things you are writing inside the Cout? It will display as it is on the screen. Okay, and also you should mention all the things in the double quotes. Okay, and ends with semicolon, and all the things you should mention with double quotes except non-graphic characters. What is non-graphic characters? Last class we have studied. \n, \t, isn't it? That and all non-graphic characters. That except that all the things you should mention in double quotes. Okay. So first in the output screen you will get the answer as the sum. Okay, sum. Next, listen, the another one variable they are giving sum. So what the value you are assigning for the variable sum, so it will accept the value and it will display as a output. Okay, so usually all the things you are mentioned in double quotes. First, what's the thing you are mentioned? The sum. Next, what's the value you are passing to the variable sum? It will display as a output. So the sum equal to, for example, sum equal to some numbers 20. Already you have calculated and stored the value as a 20. So the value is displayed, the sum equal to 20. Understand? Okay, see this next example. Cout, C, backslash n. This is called which one? Non-graphic characters. Non-graphic character means backslash n, backslash t. So this and all non-graphic characters. So backslash n. Next they are giving the area, then double quotes 3.14 into r into r. Okay. So already you have studied everything. What are the things you should mention in the Cout? All the things you should mention within double quotes. So it will evaluate all the things you have mentioned in the double quotes. Okay, so non-graphic character, whether you need to mention in double quotes, that's not compulsory. So first it will evaluate the area. First it will print the area. Then, so what's the formula? 3.14 into r into r. So what are the things you are giving the values r? It will take the input and calculated the answer, and it will display as a output. So what's the meaning of backslash n? Means after calculation it is automatically written to the next new line. That's the use of backslash n. Understand? See the next example. Cout A plus B. So here you are not giving any statements. Here and I'll see the sum, the area. But here you are giving expressions. So no need to give in double quotes. Okay, expressions no need to give in double quotes. A plus B. What's the meaning? So it will display the value of A plus B as a output. Understand? Okay, today up to this enough. Okay, so today what are the things you have studied? Punctuators, then input and output operators. What are the punctuators you have studied? Curly braces, parentheses, square brackets, then colon, semicolon, comma. Then input operators, what is the format? Cin, then to less than symbol, then variable. Then Cout, output operators, Cout to greater than symbol, then to less than symbol, then variable or constant. Okay, so very important things this and all after completion of this session. So please study what are the things I have taught today. Okay, so exam portion is chapter 1. Offer exam portion is from chapter 1 to chapter 9 up to this ending of this chapter. That means page number 131. Already I have given this portion in this Google Meet class itself. Okay, so the exam portion is chapter 1 to 9 till page 131. Okay, so remaining you can continue in the next class. Thank you students. Thank you.